Hey guys, we're back and today we're making a chicken Alfredo pizza. Not only am I going to show you how to make your own pizza from scratch, but I'm also going to show you how to make your grilled chicken taste better. So let's get started. As always, the ingredients will be in the description box below. Okay, so we're starting with the marinade for our chicken. I'm taking some extra virgin olive oil and the juice of 2 lemon slices. Be sure not to get any seeds in there and squeeze out as much juice as you can before adding some dried oregano. Some dried rosemary. I know, I'm surprised too. Some sea salt. Some black pepper. And now I'm putting a chicken breast, which I already cut off the fat and tenderized myself. I figured you guys already knew how to do that, so that's why I didn't show it. Be sure to get all the air out of your Ziploc bag and seal it tight before carefully rubbing your marinade all over the chicken. And that's going to sit in the fridge for an hour before we put it on the grill. So I have my grill at a medium-high heat. The chicken's going to cook for 5 minutes on each side. Be sure to keep an eye on it. As you can see, this isn't fully cooked on this side even though it was sitting for 5 minutes. So you got to be sure to be careful. You don't want to get salmonella. If you want to make sure your chicken is fully cooked, I suggest getting a thermometer. You put it in the thickest part of the chicken and make sure it's at least 165 degrees. You can see the chicken is fully cooked, but I wouldn't worry too much because remember, this chicken is going to cook twice. And now it's time to get started on our pizza dough. Starting out with a cup of warm water, a teaspoon of sugar, a teaspoon and a half of active dry yeast, and we're just going to give this a whisk, and it's going to sit for 10 minutes or until the yeast is fully activated. And now I'm adding a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and after you add that, you're going to want to add a teaspoon of sea salt, and 2 cups of all-purpose flour or bread flour. For some reason, stores by me don't have bread flour, so all-purpose flour is all I'm using right now. And we've made bread on here before, so you know how it works. I'm just going to mix until I can't mix anymore, and then it's time to start kneading. And I always like to knead in the bowl first before switching to a floured surface. I usually do about 5 minutes in the bowl and then the other 5 minutes on the countertop. And once your pizza dough is done, just put it in a bowl that's been greased with olive oil, and go ahead and cover that up with some plastic wrap, and put it in a warm area for about an hour or until it's doubled in size. And now it's time to make our Alfredo sauce. As you can see, this is an extremely healthy recipe because I'm starting with some butter, some fresh garlic, and don't let that garlic go to waste. If I know you're wasting garlic, I am going to find you. Go ahead and give that a good whisk before we add our flour, because we're making a roux here, and the roux is the thickening agent for our sauce. Just whisk that up until the roux is nice and smooth, and don't worry about those chunks, that's just the garlic. And now we're adding our milk. You can use heavy cream if you want to, but I prefer to use milk. Either way, this is going to taste great. And go ahead and just whisk that up, and this is going to take a little while before it thickens. This took about 6 or 7 minutes, but be patient. And now we're adding our freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Give that another good mix. And as you can see, this is very, very thick. I feel like this would make a really good fondue. Okay, time for our seasonings. I'm adding a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of salt, some pepper, and I'm adding more rosemary. I feel like my channel is just one big advertisement for rosemary, but I swear it's not. I just really like the stuff. And at the last minute, I decided to add some onion powder to add some extra flavor, and go ahead and give that a taste. If you need to add more, go right ahead, but mine came out really good, so this is done. Okay, so our dough is done rising, and now it's time to assemble our pizza. Just to let you know, this dough recipe actually makes 2 10-inch pizzas, so I'm just going to cut this in half. And be sure to use a chef's knife for that. Don't use a boning knife like I did. So after you're done shaping both of your pizza doughs, time to show you how to stretch pizza dough. So go ahead and pick this up, and what you're going to do is put it on your knuckles and throw it up, and hey look, it's done! Oh, no, you're not supposed to see that, sorry. And now we're putting our stretch dough on a pizza peel, which I dusted with some cornmeal. If you don't have one of these, go ahead and use a baking sheet. It'll work just as well. And as you're putting your toppings on, be sure to give a little shake to the pizza, just to be sure that the dough's not sticking, because it will rise as you're making the pizza. So you definitely don't want it sticking. It'll be a nightmare. But after you're putting on your toppings, go ahead and put that in a preheated oven at 550 degrees, or as hot as your oven will go. And as you can see, I had a little bit of trouble putting it on the stone, but once it was on there, I was good, and I got to save that piece of chicken, which is great. And that's going to bake for about 12 minutes before it's done. Go ahead and add some extra virgin olive oil and some parsley for some color. Go ahead and cut yourself a slice, and your pizza is finally done. Time to give this a try. All right, here we are, and here's the pizza. Let's try it. Ooh, crispy. That sauce is great. You really get punched in the face with garlic.
It's not like overly garlicky. Since I'm feeding people who don't love garlic as much as I do, I would have added more garlic, but it's garlicky enough. It's really good. The crust is great. Pizza's just one of those foods I can eat every day of the week and never get tired of it, but it's good stuff. Alright guys, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned next week. Don't know what I'm making yet, but I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll do another dessert, we'll see. But anyway, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.